we get into the video, if you wouldn't mind liking the video right now, it would really help this particular video reach a lot more people. And whilst you're here, we're in the final stretch of our quest for 10,000 subscribers, which is a personal dream of mine. So if you'd like to be part of the team, subscribe now and let's get on with the video. Lads, welcome to a brand new video, and we all know how much of a legend Chris Wilder is. He's taken us from the depths of hell to the inside of the pearly gates of heaven. Bit weird that I've used a metaphor which makes it sound like we're dead, but let's carry on. However good a manager is, they've always got a stinker of a signing in that closet trying to get out. Remember Sir Alex Ferguson signed Jemba, Kleberson and Bebe? Bebe. Remember Bebe? Ah, good times. Well, if you ever meet Fergie, ask him if he still keeps in contact with those guys, because I imagine they wouldn't be the first ones on his Christmas card list. Anyway, just like Pep, Fergie and Klopp, Chris Wilder has an odd 1, 2 or 10 skeletons in his closet. And these are the 10 skeletons that Wilder would probably wish didn't exist. So here we go. Number 10 is James Wilson, the defender. And with me saying that he's a defender probably gives away another one of these on the list. So if you worked that one out, comment down below right now. It does actually pain me to put Wilson in here because he scored the first goal that started the charge to the Premier League with that header against Oxford at Bramall Lane. But it was very suspect at the back and made a lot of mistakes, and it wasn't long until Wilder benched him and sent him packing. He's currently playing for Ipswich, who are 10th in League One, but the last game he started, they lost at home to Fleetwood 1-0. But I'm not saying it's his fault, honest. Number 9 is Joe Riley. Now, I'm not going to spend a long time explaining this one. He's unlucky to be on this list as he only played 2 times for us and got injured. But he's now signed for Bradford in League 2. I only had 8 lads on this list and needed to make it up to 10 because yesterday's video had 10 in it. Well, 11 in the end. By the way, if you missed that video yesterday, it was Wilder's 10 best signings, so go and check it out after this one. Anyway, number 8 is Ben Hennigan. Now, Ben was signed from Motherwell in 2017 and he's had 2 years to break into Wilder's plans, but he's been nowhere near. That speaks volumes for me. I was going to say he's only young as well, but he's 26 now. And if he's going out on loan to a League One club and not even playing there, then he's not going to get into a Premier League club anytime soon, is he? Number 7 is Samia Carruthers. A lad with a boatload of talent on the ball when running at players, but he's weak, seems to have a bad attitude, and he's now in League 2. So what does that say, really? But don't get me wrong, I really did like Samia Carruthers. And the reason why he's in here is because it seems like he's just wasted his talent. Number 6 is Connor Washington. Now, I think everyone wanted Connor Washington to do well. He reminded me of a poor man's Billy Sharp, or a poor man's Scott Hogan, or a poor man's Matty Doan. And when someone calls you a poor man's Matty Doan, you know it's bad. He scored 1 goal for the Blades away at Reading, but it was chalked off for offside. And that tells you everything you need to know about Connor Washington's time at Bramall Lane. He ran his socks off, but nothing really happened for him. He's currently at Hearts, and he's actually scored a goal for him. 3 to be precise. Number 5 is Keane Bryan, and I think this one goes into the category of what was Wilder thinking? He's not played 1 league game for the Blades, and I'm not even sure he's been an unused sub. And if his middle name wasn't Shea, it would definitely be unused. We got him from Man City in 2018, and he's still on the books at Sheffield United, but he's been on loan with League One's rock bottom club, Bolton Wanderers. But it seems like he's doing well there, so fair play to him. Next up, we've got Ryan Leonard. Now, Ryan Leonard isn't a bad player, and he wasn't a terrible signing, because we've been able to sell him on quite easily. But it's just for the sheer fact that every Blades fan was buzzing when we finally got him, myself included. Wilder was chasing this man for a long time, and he just ended up being a squad player, if that. He apparently played 16 times for us, but I can only remember 2 or 3. And he wasn't fit to lace the boots of Fleck, Duffy and Coots. But after his Sheffield United career false started, he went on loan to Millwall for 19 games, scoring 2 goals. And at the end of last season, they signed him on a permanent contract, and he's played 28 games this season, so he must be doing alright. Number 3 is Ricky Holmes. And what a waste of space this bloke was. There must be something about that attacking midfield role that just makes a player think they're a big deal. Well, except for one guy, obviously. We still love you, Duffs. But Ricky Holmes scored an absolute banger of a free kick against us at Bramall Lane the season before last. And since he played under Wilder at Northampton, I think Wilder's been trying to get him for such a long time. And he literally had 1 half-decent game for us against Wolves when we got hammered 3-0. So that says it all, doesn't it? It's like a goalkeeper getting man of the match when his team's lost 5-0 because he's made 2 or 3 decent saves. Number 2 is the greatest thing to come out of the Man United Academy, James Wilson, striker. What a terrible signing he was. In his career, he's bounced around from championship club to championship club, scoring barely any goals, so why would we think he'd be a decent signing? He did score a debut goal against Norwich, but since then he didn't score a sausage. But the biggest kick in the teeth was when we drew 0-0 with Wednesday at Bramall Lane, and he brought him on instead of Billy Sharp. Now that is a sackable offence. Now I'm only joking, but Wilson was awful, and he moved on to Aberdeen, where he scored 4 goals in 35 games. Prolific. And now he's playing for League 2 Salford, scoring 2 goals in 5 games. Well, it's a better game to goal ratio, but he is in League 2. And finally, drum roll please. Number 1 is Chris, I've never played football before in my life, Hussey. Now maybe he isn't the worst player on this list, but the Bury manager at the time said he was the best left back in the league. In the league! And I could tell you after 3 or 4 games that wasn't the case. He played 7 games for us, and that was 7 too many. He'd step up and play offside when the other 3 defenders were all in a line, play hospital balls, but this was the worst for me. Just clear it, man. Now he's always my go-to player to take the piss out of, so I had to put him top. Anyway, that's been my top 10. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you haven't seen Chris Wilder's top best signings, then click right here, like the video, subscribe, and stay in good nick.